Welcome to the Teaming Up Show, your guide to the future of real estate. Again, I'm joined with Dylan. We're gonna go. So we're gonna add a topic because if you just saw a video, we went over Dylan's kind of life story and like a little bit of what he does. Being at such a young age is so amazing. I just think of myself when I was 22, and then when I was 24, man, there wasn't really teams around when I was there like that were functioning. Not many of them. At least there was like none in Minnesota that were functioning at the level. So it's just fun to be able to watch you. You're going to be able to jump. But anyways, we're going to talk some deeper thoughts on lead generation, and that we have a question: what does lead generation even mean? And Dylan wanted to elaborate on this because he thinks that people get kind of lost.
That's
right.
You
just get lost. You think the leads are going to just show up at my door. I'm an agent now. I'm going to be rich. Yeah. How many times do we hear that?
I know. Yeah.
Right?
I think there's a misconception that by getting your real estate license, it's not a job. No one's paying you to do it. Just because you have your license, it still doesn't really.
But you're free.
Yeah,
you're free. You can do anything you want. You have no schedule.
Yeah.
You're not making any money, but who cares? Because I can do whatever I want. Well, that's great for about a week.
So the biggest thing I want to do is I kind of want to define what lead generation is and really its importance. I don't care if you're selling houses or if you're selling toilet paper. You have to somehow figure out a way how you can get in front of future prospects and essentially position them in such a way that you can potentially earn their business, because lead generation, it is the lifeblood to any business, any industry, bottom line. The nice thing about real estate is
no one told me that when I got into real estate. That would have been nice to know.
That would have been nice to know. Yeah. Thankfully, I had a buddy that I said, hey, what do I do to get business? He's like, call expireds. And I'm like, what is expired? I go on Google and I found some YouTube videos and just started practicing scripts that I saw this guy named Derek Lipsky.
Okay.
He was just cold calling expireds, and I worked.
Shout out to Derek.
I just wrote down those scripts.
On the show.
Yeah, I did. He didn't return my call.
Of course you did. That's awesome.
But here's the thing. The thing with lead generation, it doesn't matter across industry. Again, real estate is an easy one to model. I don't care if you're holding open houses, if you're door knocking streets, cold calling, if you're finding a systematic way to put out internet advertising to bring in potential leads that you can drip on. The whole idea is over time, systematically, measurably, you need to be working at whatever your panhandle is to get you new business.
And what your niche is that what you mean? When you say panhandle, what your niche is. Okay, what you just could do almost for free. Not necessarily for free, but just comes natural to you. And you're interested in it, you're passionate about it, and you just kind of have a straight line to it almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Is that
yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to just get it.
Gary Vaynerchuk, he's a crazy entrepreneur. He really talks about finding what you're good at, what resides within yourself, and do just that. For me, it was cold calls. I don't know why, I just like doing it. And I know some other people that like doing open houses. They like really pushing social media. It doesn't really matter what it is, but you have to grab a hold of that, and you got to push it hard with passion. And again, you have to have measurable results over time before you can really see if this is working. If you try it for a week or two, or you're trying many different sources of lead generation at the same time, it's not going to work. Grab a hold of one, push at least for 90 days, and see where it gets you, and see if you even like it. Because honestly, if you're doing something you hate doing, you're not going to do it for a long time, and you're going to get burnt out and then be switching to something else.
This just seems, okay, my thought when I hear this, thinking, and I've been around real estate for almost 12 years now, and I've heard a lot of this type of dialogue. I don't know, do people get lost in that? Okay, what am I trying to say? It almost sounds like, well, it sounds like I think people look at other people doing certain things and they say, I would struggle at that, maybe, because this almost sounds too simple. Doesn't that? Okay, because I've crunched the numbers many times. I was even talking to my sister about closing 24 deals in a year and how that's 6 figures. Mm-hmm. That almost just seems like...
Too easy?
Too easy?
It's all in perception, really. I mean,
that's 2 a month.
That's it. Yeah, that's getting a client every other week. Really?
Yeah.
So
even a little less than that, because that's 26.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it is really, really simple, and a lot of people do. I know I did. I'm thinking I need to do 5.
Your first year in the business, how many did you do?
I did 10 transactions my first year. I think I listed 17 properties. My second year, I closed 19 or 20.
Okay.
My third year, 31. This year will be 50 or 52.
Yep.
And that first year, I always came every day. A piece of my business was always the prospecting calls. But I was always dabbling with this and that to see if it worked for me or not, and really stressed myself out. And I came to a realization, I'm just clearing the cards and focusing on this one or two activity that works for me.
Do you think a lot of people get lost in all of it?
Absolutely.
Have you seen that before?
Oh yeah, I mean,
do you see a lot of agents?
So
if you take an agent, 10 agents out of 10 agents, do you think that 8 of them are pretty lost because they're trying to try Zillow, they're trying to Realtor.com, they're trying to door knock, they're trying to do open houses, they're whatever they're doing on the other 10
I would
other
say
activities?
yes, that's a good number. It's going to be 80% that are just they're winging it. And
so what would you do? What would you do to get those 8? Say you could save 1 or 2 or 3 of those other 80%. What could you say to them? Because this is what, if you're sitting in the viewer on the other side of them, what could you say to them to get their mindset to shift so that they could see the world or lead generation like you see it?
I would really hone in and kind of get some intro perspective on who you are, what you really enjoy doing, and why about that activity do you like it? And reside that within yourself, because again, you got to think longevity with this thing. Can I do this on a daily activity? And give it some time. Gosh.
So do you almost even have to and I'm not planting these questions, I'm actually asking, these is true asking question. Do you have to go even further back and ask yourself if you should be a real estate agent at all anyways? Do you have to ask yourself why you got into the business and what the reason was, and then ask yourself if you actually really like real estate? Because this is my struggle. If you don't even like it, how are you going to even find the 1 thing or 2 things that you're going to really love doing in it to make money?
Yeah, if you're in real estate,
because there might be a lot of people that got in for the wrong reason.
Sure. I mean,
you don't be able to solve those problems for them.
My reason getting into real estate is going to be a lot different for other people.
Right.
And I don't want to water down anybody's reasons for getting into real estate. But the biggest thing here is if you're not really passionate about what you're doing, and if you're doing it just for the sole sake of money, you may want to reconsider what you're doing. Because here's the biggest thing. You're helping people with one of the most biggest transactions in their lives. Not many people afford anything more than their property. And if you're not having a good attitude or enthusiasm, and you don't feel competent about what you're doing, you may want to reconsider this industry.
That's what I would say, because you should be able to you should be able to step back, think about what your strengths are, or ask someone what your strengths are. Ask a family friend or a parent or whatever, a sister or brother, and ask them what your strengths are, and then have some introspection of saying, like, what would I be really good at? And I think you got to ask yourself, if you love real estate and that's what you want to be in, you got to find one. And I would agree with you so much. The day we decided, we have other lead generation videos and we've talked about this, the day we decided to get super focused on one thing that we could dominate and we were passionate about, and we showed up to day after doing, and of course we had our struggles where some days we didn't do it, some days we did, but for the most part we did our best to stay to the grindstone on that. That's when everything changed for us. And so when I see your life, and I love that you just don't look at our Pomerleau team business. You want to get to a level where closing hundreds of transactions. I get that, but you look at yourself and you're saying, if I just close 50% more or 20% more, whatever that is, and you take care of the things that you're doing, and you're really good at your 1 or 2 things. You're such a simple person when it comes to business. I laugh at how simple it is, but it's great. And that's why you're successful. And that's what I want to tell other people. You can be successful, but be simple. Dylan doesn't even, one time you didn't even have like a system to put your contacts in. And it was because you were just like, I'm going to make another call. I'm going to put someone in here. I'm going to make another call. I'm going to list their house. I'm going to make another call.
So for me, I'm very complex psychologically. I can get really deep and I can get very, very abstract. And these are things I know about myself. So because of that, I feel like I'm a bounce ball over the wall. But I know if I have the set direction that's going to land me here, I know that it's going to take a simple path. And that's why I become simple in my business, is not by nature, but because I understand the discipline it's going to take. And if I can just stay a steady course, that's going to get me to what I want. Mm-hmm. And from there, we can build on more complexities, but only if we're following the straight line here. So again, I'm not a simple person by nature. I've had to reprogram myself to become simple. And the more that I act simple, the more results I see more instantly. And because of that, it's an affirmation of this process, a simple process, is working.
Is that boring?
Yeah.
That's because that sounds really boring.
Yeah.
And to the gentleman I talked to today that runs a mega team or big team, whatever you want to call it, a business team, he said the same thing.
Yeah, for a guy who is, probably borderline ADHD, to sit there at a computer for 2 hours on a power dialer just going ring, 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 ring. It's hard for me not to go on YouTube and watch, like the new episode of Walking Dead or something when I have to be focused on these activities. But again, it's that discipline. And that's a part of the business you have to look at as your job and your obligation.
Yeah.
I have to do this. It doesn't matter what I feel about it.
Right.
This is what needs to be done.
Because what does your feelings have to do with
right.
it?
And if we can move this stone ahead 2-3 hours of sacrifice every day, then from there everything else will come right into place. But if that's not done, you're throwing mud at the wall.
Yeah, you're gonna ride the real estate roller coaster. You're gonna ride the real estate roller coaster. You're gonna go through really highs, and you're gonna go.
It's not a fun roller coaster to ride.
No, and you're gonna have a high there, and then you're gonna have a really depression if you cannot figure out how to break through what you want to do to what you need to do, and then being able to, like you said, how you kind of broke yourself down mentally and psychologically. That's what you need to do on the lead generation piece. You need to break yourself down to make it as easy as possible to follow through on a couple of the key activities to be super successful. And that just doesn't happen day one. But you know what? I think being around other people that do that, I think just kind of going on our own and starting a brokerage, I think a lot of real estate agents' success is just being around other people that just do that. And it's just crazy to me. It's that simple. And that's what I was talking about with the gentleman this afternoon. It's just like, it's being around other people that will do the things that need to do every day and seeing it. I don't know. It's just such a weird industry.
The final thought I have with lead generation.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to hear. Great question.
Is we're going to look at the outside picture, and we have a lot of, what's really nice about real estate is it's very transparent. Well, it's become very transparent. So if you have an idea that you want to move forward on and say, I want to be the best open house person, all right, go out there and find people that are achieving successful door knocking businesses or open house business. Doesn't matter what it is. Find out what they're doing and find the key fundamentals that they're doing and model those fundamentals. You don't have to follow everything that they're doing.
Right.
But again, what are those activities that I can do right now so that I can build on to becoming like that person, not becoming that person, becoming like that person in those habits, in that model regime. So again, every day, be working on your lead generation. That's a lifeblood to your business. And look at people that have gone before you and have done it, and just systematically just take one step at a time every single day. And it's going to be boring, and keep it simple.
Super boring.
But hey,
you're making me bored just thinking about it.
We're in the business for longevity here,
That's true. I mean, that's the eye on the prize, man. I mean, and then as you get bigger and bigger, I think what's worked for me is knowing that what you're doing on a daily basis helps or hurts other people that are in your organization, your partners or your business associates. It's really affecting them on a day-to-day basis if you're showing up and being serious or not. I think that's what really drives me to the next level, because at a certain level you need to pull outside of yourself and look at the other people, what your days and how they're affecting that person.
Right, and you're in a position now where your activities aren't just impacting yourself, but they're impacting the lives of others.
A lot of others.
And for me, right now,
families and kids and all that, it just goes down the train,
Yeah, and for me, it's just me to me, so it doesn't really matter. But for a person who wants to, model a person like Josh Parmelo, who's built a business and has cultivated amazing culture and has teamed up with amazing people, there's a sense of obligation there. And it's just really inspiring to see every day you're chipping away at that.
Yep, just chipping away, nothing special. Try to keep the ego out of it and just to make the right business decision after another. Take care of your people the best that you can, and lead generate, like you said, and just keep moving forward. So, thanks for coming to the Teaming Up Show again. If you have any questions for Dylan or me, just fill out in the comments section there. We'd love to chat and help you out. And I mean, just anything, and then we can even make a video out of it if it's a different topic. So thanks for stopping by.
Yep, thanks.